السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وحياكم الله for whoever is watching on YouTube or Twitch. وهذه المرة راح نسوي شيء مختلف تماما عن الملتي بلاير ستريمز اللي نسويه عادة. راح يكون هذه المرة Ace Attorney Trilogy اللي هي الريماستر اللي لعبة نزلت على 3DS ولا DS I believe، وشبه لعبة ديتكتيف على فيجوال نوفل. والقصة goes with Phoenix Wright المحامي, no not the guy from Suits, and hopefully you're gonna enjoy this. Hopefully you're gonna enjoy the stream. وطبعا امطار برا فما عندك سالفة تطلع برا, so sit here and watch me stream the cringe for lives. So let's get started. طبعا التريلوجي ينزل بثلاث اجزاء اللي هو Ace Attorney, Justice for All و Trials and Tribulation. طبعا راح نبدا بالايس اترني اللي هي فينيكس رايت اشهر واحده. واجد ناس ما لعبوا ايس اترني لكن يعرفوه from Marvel vs Capcom, كان كاركتر موجود هناك. and let's start. بسم الله. episode 1, the first turnabout. play the first turnabout. yes. اوكي ليش ما العبه يعني؟ اوكي يسالني. See the achievement. First steps. Gasp, gasp. Okay. طالعينها في راسها. Damn it. Why me? شرخي لك بطل لك راسك. I can't get caught. Not like this. Okay. I've got to find someone to pin this on. ايش في راسه هذا؟ Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 AM صباح. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. ومعظم اللعبة راح تكون في المحاكم. Boy am I nervous. Phoenix. Right. هذه 100 100 not 100 اللي في بالكم. 100 غيرها. Could be the same. Oh, hi Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like that. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out anyway I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over. Okay. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it is him. Death, despair. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! هذا شو عيونك كده؟ Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. متحمس هذا. Sadistic. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? اسمه butts. فقاح. Oh, Nick, yeah. Gotta tell me, who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspaper says it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is fairly simple one. واحدة فلعوها في راسها. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy there arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grad school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. What? Okay. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart.
and that I owe him one. I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. فأول قضية جريمة قتل August 3rd 10 a.m. District Court Room number 2. خوش قضية محكمة هذه. Objection. Okay. Court is now in session for the trials of Mr. Larry Butts. What's record? Okay. هذه الأشياء اللي أنا عندي إياها to help me solve أتوقع. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. هذا الباج اللي يخلي المحكمة يعرفون إني أنا المحامي. وسندي's autopsy report. Time of death 31/7 4 to 5 p.m. على العصرية. Cause of death loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Okay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready. تلحن صغير ما يتكلم يعني بثقة. Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. طبعا يتصرف انت تسويه راح يقرر كيف react to you. كيف نتيجة القضية. Murder is a serious charge for your client's sake. I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have the test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading to شكل انت ده بيصبصب عرق. The test will consist of few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Defendant. Defendant? No, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew, I knew this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. Wait. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix? Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? Okay, أنا ما لحقت أجاوب. You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Oh, of course. I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court records. Just press tab, اللي هو هنا RB, to check it anytime. Cindy. اسمها Cindy. Alright. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Bright, who is the victim in the case? Cinder Block وابوك. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Not Cinder Block. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. أول مقطع في اللعبة. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why you shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Max Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Okay, statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Statue auditor court records. I can always do this وأشيك كل ما يكون عندنا شيء. وهذا طبعا يوريني الناس. هذه البوس مالي عمره 27. شيف اترني عمره 27. وهذا لاري باتس الربيع اللي متهمينه. وهذه سيندي ستون المتوفية 23 اللي توفت. وهذا المحامي اللي ضد اللي يريد يدخل لاري باتس السجن عشان الموضوع. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the tab button to check court records frequently. Alright.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help you in the client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Alright, خلينا نسمع ايش يقول ابو الشباب. هذا اللي متهمينه الربيع. Mr. Butts, it's not true that is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? I like this dude's beard. Tefle. Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. What? What is it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what do you describe is generally what you mean by getting dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean one of them? شكلها هي ودرته وراحت مع مو تحصله. Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport added to the court records. The victim apparently arrived from Paris 30/7 يوم قبل ما تموت, the day before the murder. Passport added to the court record. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. هل في شيء زيادة؟ ما في شيء زيادة. Dude, no way. The victim was a model but did not have a large income. ايش يعني؟ راح تترزق بمكان ثاني يعني؟ It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. شلة قعور حبيبي, ما هو واحد ولا اثنين. Dude! We can clearly see that kind of woman. We can clearly see what kind of woman Miss Stone was. طبعا قاعد يقولون ان Miss Stone كانت يعني عاهرة. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry. Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. يعني لأنه دفره وخلاه يشك في حبيبته. He might say something. يعني ممكن يقول شيء غلط. Should I wait and see? Stop him from. أقدر أخليه يوقف لأن هذا سؤال ما يخصه. عصبت. My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. هذا حمار هذا. What is عاهرة? عاهرة امرأة تضاجعك للأموال. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motives is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. الحين الحمار هذا. Anyways, next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, didn't you? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? I'll have him answer. Okay. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. أهم شيء حركة الصبع هذه. Yeah. I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so like I didn't see her. Objection, Min. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matter. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing from the scene of the crime. شوف خدود الوردية هذه بس انت. من هذا ال witness. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sahwit to the stand. هذا النغل اللي قاتل Mr. Sahwit. You sell newspaper subscriptions? Is this correct? Really newspaper subscriptions وكذا بدلة؟ Oh yes, newspapers, yes. ايش هذه النقطة اللي في راسه؟ For God's sake, man. Mr. Sahwit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony. Okay. Witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. ليش ماسك ايده على بنطلونه؟ Okay. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. بس التستموني يقول ان she died at 4 to 5 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Wait, so there is a loop. There's a problem. أنا في مشكلة. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Okay, this is not the problem. The problem is التوقيت. Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during blackouts? طبعا تليفون الأرض ما يخص في الكهرباء. Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sahwit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your pursual. Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon 6 p.m. on the day of 6 p.m. and she died from 4 to 5 p.m. وأبو الشباب قال شافها 1 p.m. This is the catch. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor? Oh, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. I think I exposed his lie قبل. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key and the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence in hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court records and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court records with the tab button, then point out the contradiction in the testimony. Cross-examination. I was going door to door selling subscriptions. لا لحظة بالغلط. Isn't the man leaving the apartment the common side? I find that Odie would notice him. I don't know. He just seems strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightening at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing for the scene of a crime. The defense requests the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happens next? Okay. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, can I check I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her laying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright to find myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. فعندي التوقيت. Electricity is from 6 p.m. وهي ماتت from 4 to 5 p.m. 1 p.m. أيوة. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present the evidence to contradict him. Present. أول شيء التوقيت. The evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in the statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence of the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? No, not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts before making accusation. ليش? I don't think that he won any point in the judgment. How did he know she was dead just by looking? بعد هذه فكرة. بعد it's an idea. Let's try autopsy report. الاوتوبسي ريبورت يقول she died 4 to 5 p.m. المشكلة عندي لايفز فوق. Okay, 4 to 5 p.m. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometimes after 4 p.m. بس correct علي. How did he know she was alive? She was dead. يعني أي reaction لأي إنسان شافها طايحة ممكن يدخل يشوفها يتأكد. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How did he explain this 3-hour gap? بدأت يعرق. أهم شيء البدلة الوردية. Oh, that's her. Objection! This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that it's hard to believe. Mr. Sahwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. حبل الكذب قصير. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Oh shit, he's gonna give another testimony. The time of discovery. Okay. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. I heard the time? There was a voice saying the time, and it was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Okay. هنا مشكلة الكهرباء تجي لأنه هو دخل وقال إن التليفون ما كان يشتغل لأنه ما كان في كهرباء والتليفون was wireless ويعتمد على الكهرباء لكن كيف التليفون ما يشتغل والتلفزيون شغال. I see you heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but was it 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video on a tape program. Should I present the electricity too? That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. was out from noon to 6 p.m. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradicting, huh? Yeah, Baba, objection overruled. Try to think over it. Think before you make an accusation. لازم على الجملة الصحيحة I present the evidence. I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Now I have to present electricity. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard the television or a video. Okay, سهوت. Gotcha. Well, the defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sahwit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now, Mr. Sahwit. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught. خلاص انحبس راعي البدلة الوردية. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. مصدوم الحبيب. Very well, Mr. Sahwit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. الحين بيعيد كلامه كله من جديد. He's gonna see something fresh completely. Alright, hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. You saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah. The murder weapon, the killer used it to hit the victim. What? That must have been what I saw. The murder weapon? You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. الحين هو قال ان لاري ضربها بساعة a table clock لكن لاري ضربها بتمثال. gladly. لاري ضربها بتمثال. Apparently هو ضربها بتمثال بس the weapon was تمثال. Actually I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Boom. Present. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. يا كلب. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? يا كلب. What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sahwit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. What? The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. Naam? And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. What? I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. What? Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with the testimonies now? So what? He saw it. What was he snooping around, man? How do you know the murder weapon? أيوة. But how can I use this as evidence? لأن ما عندي. I have no evidence هنا. He's a newspaper salesman who saw Larry flee the scene. Do I have a problem with the testimony, Ali? ايش رايك؟ This is a tough one. What's my problem with the testimony? Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hands. Yet the witness testified that he never... يا أخي أنت محامي. أنت إيش قاعد تسوي تدرس محاماة يا أخي. He never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sahwit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care about to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with a clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard... No, I mean, he saw... Oh yeah. Shut up, I hate you. وين راح شعرك, Captain? It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and he should burn, give him death. Order in the court. Your Honor, a moment please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, could you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock? Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think through this carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sahwit heard was definitely this clock. Oh shit. A fact which is clear if you simply examine the clock batteries. Try sounding the clock. ما يخص النيبرز. If I answer this wrong راح ياخذ 2 points. Yeah, we can turn the sound on. Let's sound the clock now. Here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. It certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time is it now? It's 11:25. فرق 3 ساعات. الساعة مضروبة ب3 ساعات. It gives 3 hours difference. يعني هو دخل الساعة 1 and it was 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock كان تقريبا توقيت the time of death. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between Mr. Sahwit's heard and what the actual time of death was. So, Mr. Sahwit, try to talk your way out of this one. الكرفتة تبطلت والقميص تبطل. You forget one thing. Uh-oh. What is he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. بس هذا الوitness هذا سفلة هذا علي. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sahwat. I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Arrgh, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There is nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sahwat. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste your time touting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask why yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll find your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Bright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder? Have you found evidence that supports this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove it. Tough words, let's see what you can pull this one out. Let's see this evidence that proves that why the clock was running slow. What can I present? What can I present? Yeah, she did travel. أيوة علي. يعني إيش غيرت التوقيت for her travel? She was traveling وكان معاها الواتش الكلوك. ممكن باسبورت. The victim just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard and when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sahwat? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Nee. Hey, Captain, تعال. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Bright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. This lawyer is cocky. رجل كونفيتي اللي نعق حفلة وحالة في المحكمة. Good job, Ali. Good job. And with that, this court is adjourned. Okay, this was the first case of the introduction. It turns out that Mr. Frank Sahwat was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sahwat let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sahwat grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Poof. Smack. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew! I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. حبابي السمن. My life is over. هذا بعده? Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Nick, don't worry about me. I'll be dead before and gone soon. نعم أخوي? Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy is gone. Man, gone forever. Larry, she was no, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butt's innocent. Thanks. I really owe you this one. I won't forget this forever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. Can we take it out? Yeah, late. I wish. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to cry? Larry? Are you sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you think something to show off to your friend? Don't you have something to show off to your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? وش أعطي؟ أعطيه هذا؟ Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh. What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's pretty heavy clock. هذه كانت فكرتي علينا. It's very heavy. ليش توديه معاها? Well, make of it that you will. Hey Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Ya Allah, kalam kabir, right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? شفت؟ هي على حسابها بعد. أحلى من كذا ما في. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometimes. توست خلا توست. بس You'll have to tell him more about it sometimes. Maybe over drinks? Hell, ها قمو. نشرب زمزم كولا. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave to Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon to be the center of another incident. Ah. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry, would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. خلصنا اللعبة. Come on. A brand new episode has been added. The first turnabout. Be right back. I'll be back. I'll get water. Oh, I'll come back. لا أرجوك لا تروح بليز لا بليز جعفر no. Alright back boys. Alright خلصنا episode 1 اللي هو أول قضية. Now 2. بالرينج. Babe, hello? This is Maya. Hey Maya, it's me. Maya ومية. يا أخي مية الاسم يذكرني فيك دايما جعفر. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, it's all your fault. No, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good. Good to hear. Hold up. Alright, that's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you. Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I got you. So what is it the time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah. It's made to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Kamak Jafar, you always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now, you know, I'm only teasing. I should have probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in a partial meeting until then. Okay, sis. But I expect dinner, something good. Like burgers. I could really go for a good burger. Okay. Well, we'll hit the usual joints. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep. I'll be waiting, Maya. Beep. Conversation recorded. September 5, 9:27 p.m. AM. صباح. September 5, 8:57 p.m. Faye and Co. Law offices. هذا توقع المكتب مال فينيكس. Now, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine. The papers? I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye? You're a poor liar. Why? I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Oh, you're not convinced anymore. Conjunferous? ما أعرف إيش يعني. Of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Ho! My dear Miss Faye, I'm so very sorry. But I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Mrs. Faye. But oh shit. ما JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Red, white, blue. علم أمريكا. September 5, 9:08 p.m. Faye and Co. Law offices. I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over so we would all go out for dinner. Wait, what? إيش اللي صار؟ لحظة. What's the smell? Blood? Mia? Maybe she's in her office. Examine. examine وش؟ اسمع الموسيقى. I smell blood. That can't be good. I have to check and see if Mia is the chief. Okay. I don't have anything on him. Move. Office. Yeah, خلنا نشوف هنا. Let me check here. That smell blood. So, sis, someone's there. Chief? Chief? Chief! Shit. Saman راح. Okay. Who are you? The stranger dropped cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. Her body is still warm. يعني ما ماتت. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, It began to fade until finally she was out. She was cold. Chief? Examine طبعا. ساعة. It's encrusted with dried blood. How ironic that this became the murder weapon again. Chief, it's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here, she was struck on the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. The thinker laying next to her must have been the murder weapon. The thinker added to court records. There's some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be pieces of glass lying, glass slide lying broken in the back of the room. يعني صار في كان في touch بينهم. The broken remains of glass light stand broke beyond all recognition. Nothing else seems like a clue here. A piece of paper must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? A word written in blood on the scrap of paper. Maya. Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store, dated yesterday. A department store receipt with letters written in blood on the back. I think that's enough snooping around now. I'd better call the police and find out what this girl was doing here. It's painful to look, but I have to for Mia's sake. Okay. ما في شيء ثاني. The chief's chair, a simple functional design. Feels pretty good to sit in too. Shabak. There's a large building right across the building. The Gatewater Hotel, a nice luxurious place. Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. They seem to be the remains of a glass light stand. Is there anything else am I missing in it? هذا weapon, glass shards, late, receipt. Right, I better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. It looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police? Please, come quickly. What was it? Someone screaming from the outside window. What? She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hands. Oh. The Fee & Co. ledger book. Everything is written in the chief's ultra-neat handwriting. It's a small office, but it makes good a bit of money. Computer. Surprisingly, the chief was never good with machines. About all she used this PC was for email. She picked up this ancient model at some garage sale for practically nothing. A perfectly normal office desk. The chief had a very particular policy about office decor. Spending money on stuff the client uses, but keep your own stuff simple. All the chief's important documents are packed in here. This is where she filed her case records and recent rulings. What else? The phone receiver is missing, a few screws. I'd better not use it. بس يمكن في call ولا شيء. I guess this is it. Faye and Law. Okay, let's go, huh? That girl just now, where'd she go? I put her right here on the sofa. Uh-oh. I hope she didn't run on me. Oh, out of here. Yes. Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? It's okay. I work here. Maya. Maya Faye. Maya Faye. Maya. Maya. المكتوب على الورقة. So Maya was writing this girl's name? Maybe I should show her the receipt. I never thought there'd be a use for this evidence outside the courtroom. Present. Before Maya died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name. Why? Why would she write my name? Please, just calm down. Why would Sis write my name? Sis, uh-oh. Now I've done it. The police. Sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze, police. Oh, يلا عري. Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe. See? Gumshoe? What an odd name. We received a report from the building across the way. See, got a person saying they saw a murder. Must have been the woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving in 1 inch, okay? Great, just great. Maya, wait. She wouldn't have. Nah. Whoa! Excuse me. Hey. This word Maya here means anything to you? That's my name. What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Killer? I'm not. Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. What? Hello? Alright. Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken for questioning and didn't go out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. September 6th, 9:07 a.m. Detention center. Wow, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looked so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Of course I will. First things first, I better get her cheered up. Yeah, of course I will. Cheer up. Really? Whoa, did I just say the wrong thing? She looks sadder now. Okay, Zin, very good for me. Shit. What's wrong? You don't think I can do it? No, no one could. Who could believe me? Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I've done it. Did I look at her like that? No. I never thought. It's okay, I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard? Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How did that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on the edge the whole time. It's been a while. So he crashed and burned. He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Oh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever run into trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is unless you want to be found guilty. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch when I think of the person who did this to Mia. I know. Examine what? I cannot examine shit. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He hasn't moved an inch like a real pro. Smile for the camera. I guess there's nothing to... I wanted to ask you about the murder weapon. Poor sis. Better not ask about her now. This is lying next to the chief's body. I saw that too. They said they thought these were pieces of a broken light stand. Yeah, that seems about right. Though I never heard the glass light stand before. Sorry, I've never seen that before. Remember that receipt? You mean the one with my name on it? Any idea why she... Absolutely none. Do you trust me? I trust you. I trust you. Why? Don't you think I did it too? No, I don't. It's just a hunch, but... That detective thinks I did it. There's something I wanted to ask you. Yes? What's with that outfit? She's wearing a very weird outfit, طبعا. God knows why. Oh, this is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform. You can see acolytes. What? She's part of a cult. يعني ولا إيش? Acolytes, like people in religious training. What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium in training. The ghost whisperer? A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. So you're an acolyte, medium in training. That's right. The Fae family, especially in the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Really, you trust her? Yeah. We'll come back عليها أول شيء بعدين. Come on. She seems nice. I'm a bit biased. Her sister died, who you wanted to date. If you can't date her sister, you can probably date the second best thing. The smaller sister. Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was into this stuff too? Of course! She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class too. I had no idea. What powers? Okay. Wait. What? So you're real honest to God? You're real honest to goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Mark, what's ESP? It's okay. Yes, in training. Well, can't you contact Mia's spirit then? We can just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. The day of the crime. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Yes. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold into a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yes. That clock shaped like the thinker. The one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in a case? Right, she said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it? Yeah. I forgot how to delete those things. Let's hear it. So you see you have conversation with your sister on the cell phone. Let's hear it. Right. Oh, I just remembered that detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Oh, right. Of course. Next time I see the detective gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write my own notes so you don't forget. I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. Maya's memo, a conversation I had with my sister, is recorded on my cell phone. But this is one of the evidences. Something's the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you for a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this long time ago. She She said if I was ever in trouble, I could call her. And, well, I am in trouble. Do you think you can go and ask him to represent me? Accept, okay. Sure, why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry, leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow at 10. What? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon. And visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry. Right, I'll be back. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry. I know, it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of I've gotten used to it. It's a slap in the face. Well, apparently the lawyer she wants is good, عادي مشي حالك. بعدني صغير. It's okay. Let's see, that morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold it to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. That's the thinker clock that Larry made. It practically qualifies as a serial murderer by now. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9, في الليل. The lights were off and I could smell blood. Then I found her, my sister. Inshallah. Thanks, man. That's all I need to hear from you. Alright. So let's move. Do I want to go back to the law office? Will I find something there? September 6th, Fayan Law Office. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues. Hey, you there. This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're the butts guy, aren't you? Hello, Nemo. No, Phoenix Wright. How could anyone mistake me for Larry? I guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. The butts guy, he was a killer. And you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right. And you were... Detective Sweet Shoes. Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe. Was it? Dick Gumshoe? Dick Ismo? What? Right. At your service. Hang on there. That's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. نادوها. Yes, sir. But be right there. أهم شيء اللصقة اللي في وجهها كنا نيلي. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you'd better do it quick. Whew. He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. Okay, let me examine. Maya's favorite potted plant. I remember it had this bizarre name no one could have remembered. Cordline stricta, pal. Who was that? The sky is blue and so am I. There's that hotel right across the way. Okay, there was this light here, which apparently is not here anymore. Maya's desk, perfectly clean, as always. The only thing it's missing is Maya. There's the horrendous amount of legal books here. Scarier still that Maya's probably read all of these. An old movie poster. Apparently, this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days. Well, this seems done, Hannah. So what do I have? Okay, I need the phone. About Mia, yeah. I was looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial. You aren't going to win. Why do you say that? The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Edgeworth? I'm sure you know what that means. You being a lawyer and all that. Min Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Wait.
You do know him, don't you? Of course not. Never heard of him. What? And you call yourself a lawyer, pal? About 4 years ago, this Edgeworth guy became the prosecutor at the age of 20. Everyone says he's a genius. Surprised you don't know him. Of course I know him. I was just playing dumb. He's a cold-hearted machine who will do anything to get a guilty verdict. There are rumors of back-alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with his almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. Okay. About Miss Faye. Did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results? Now don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but this doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Alright. You can see the report, but that's all. Okay. So Mia's autopsy report, 9 p.m., time of death, which is the same time أختها دخلت the office. Cause of death, single blunt of force trauma. Death was instantaneous. I have nothing else to do with you. I need something. I was wondering, did you see Mia Faye's phone? Oh, that. I have that. Do you think you could give it back? Sure. I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Uh-oh. He's on to me. If I tell him why I want it, there's no way he'll give it to me. Something's the matter? Oh no, it's just... You know, Mr. Detective? Nope, I know nothing, pal. That cell phone has a lot of numbers on it. I like her boyfriends. A cell phone holds all the little girl's sweetest and spiciest secrets. You're trying to confuse me. Sorry, pal. I already checked all the numbers in the memory. Impressive. You're quite the detective. Oh, here. You can have the phone back. There weren't any suspicious call records in there after all. Seems you didn't notice the recorded conversations. My cell phone received from Detective Kamsha. Check the court record to hear the recorded conversation. Check. Okay, here's the call. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while? Well, actually, there's something I wanted to hold from you. Again, what is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue of the thinker. And it tells you the time. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry, but I put some papers inside instead. Papers? Is that what the evidence is then? I'll leave that one up to your imagination. See you at 9. Can I open this? Okay, I guess I've asked all the questions I need to. You're all done, pal? Yes, thank you. I'll be heading out. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning to talking to the witness. Anyway, you'd better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Come to think of it, I've had completely forgotten about her. The witness? Yeah, Miss April, May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Well, you just told me her name. Mrs. May, huh? So you've sent her home already then? You're trying to your lawyerly tricks on me again. She's not going outside her room until the trial. So she's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. You got that right, pal. Time to pay a visit to Mrs. May. Alright, so what do I want now? Right, move. I want to go to the lawyer's house, to المحامي. September 6th, Grossberg Law Offices. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. Must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention run an office like this. I guess I'll just have to come back later. نفتش في أغراضهم. A solid mahogany desk. The wood must be polished to the deep luster. A table for clients. An elegant ebony case. And if not mistaken, that lighter is made out of solid gold. Even I can tell someone here's got money to burn.
An expensive potted plant. No idea what kind of plant it is, but it's probably the most expensive one available. That painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The oil paint is so thick, it's practically giving me stuffed nose. I'm sure the price is nothing to sneeze at either, for this matter. Expensive looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive looking books. Funny, they don't look like they've ever been read. Yeah, I guess. I have nothing else in it. Right, move. So we go to Gatewater Hotel. نقابل الوitness الوحيدة. The only witness. Gatewater Hotel, room 303. Hello. Well, hello there, handsome. Oh, book. Hi. Smooth. Right. Real smooth. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Tee-hee. Memo to self. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder. Gee, this is all like something out of the movie. It's all so exciting. I can hardly contain myself. Oh, let's go to freshen up so I can look at part of the beautiful eyewitness. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. What's this? There's a screwdriver stuck in the drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Hey! Hey! What are you doing? No touching. Shit. Oh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside the drawer. Maybe later. Okay. Let's see the window. The late summer sunlight streams through the window. There's Fee and Colo office building, of course. You can see inside of the room pretty clear from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize a face from a distance. A bottle and 2 glasses are on the table. Somebody must be staying with her. A simple bed. It's been recently made. Nothing eye-catching here. There's something inside there. A still scene painting. Wait. Should that be still life? Whatever. One of those is hanging in the wall. The flowers are fake, as expected. I know sunflowers and tulips, but that's about the extent of my floral knowledge. So let's talk. This room. I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Oh, what amazing powers of observation. You must be one of those famous detectives like on television. Oh, no, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in my garbage, huh? Wabu. This made us look like nosy little lawyers, huh? Oh boy. Mrs. May, could you just... who exactly are you? Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? No? Hey, I'm just doing my job here. You know, you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've been blushed this much. Right. Can you just tell me what is it you do? Well, no. And you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh boy. ما فهمتها هذه أنا. Like for shit ما فهمتها. Do you think you can tell me something? I need you to describe me what you observed at the time of the incident. Oh, observed incident. You just sound like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with big vocabulary. Better not encourage her. You know that thing that occurs when happened the other day, the bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it. Pretty please? Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy. Is there anything I can present to her? Excuse me, but I'm a witness, police witness, you understand? How could I possibly give you information in good fortune, huh? The witness is just like the movies. present. Excuse me, but okay. Let's go see. Hey, what is it? Did you meet the lawyer? Sorry, I haven't seen him yet. I see. I'd better go see if I can find this elite lawyer she's talking about. وينه هذا ترى؟ هذا ما موجود. Out. Well, maybe I should just wait here for him until دخل. That wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. جه راعي الشنب. So you're the one who says been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I've imagined. That badge on your collar. So you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one could get in touch with you? Something's the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually it's about Maya Fey. Ah, yes, Maya Fey. Go on. Why the strange reaction? I'm really quite busy here, son. What? I can't go talking cases on a day's notice. No, it's not. It's quite impossible. تو هذا الكلب قبل شوي قال أنا فاضي. Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to present her. Sorry. End of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got the chance to ask him. What do I do? What do I tell Maya? Now this douchebag knows something. Why do you have to refuse goodbye? Creep بعد يقول له fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look somewhere else. Grumbles. Think not. Huh? Did you see something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I mean terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. But I'm afraid there is no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I've nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? How did you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my technique in a blink of an eye. She left on one day quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with her burning passion. Never looked back, that one. That painting. That's quite a painting. Huh, you noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of paying with it, of course. No, I won't sell it. Not even to you. I'm really flus. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying it. Jeez. Can I examine this guy again? ولا ما له داعي? It seems quite fishy. I doubt there is anything here. September 3:42. هذا قبل ما يخلص ال visiting time. Hey, oh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, see, just to be honest, I really don't think you should use that guy. Hey, he didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young, and I don't know where my mother is. Don't know. She could still be alive. The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined. After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer and she left the mountain. So, you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent or I would have lost my powers. I feel bad for her. All by herself? We do have to check the thinker. مشكلة لما I open the thinker, I have nothing with it. Now I know she said and she removed papers from the thinker she removed the clock from the thinker and put papers in it. That's what she said. It says here. But I don't get any action with the thinker حاليا. Oh, this is Miles Edgeworth, a gifted prosecutor and ruthless man. Would do anything to get the guilty verdict. وهذه الوitness وهذه اللي ماتت. Oh, she's only 17. Your mother's enemies. So, who was this man who ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were run out of leads and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. Wow. So what happened? The case was solved. We thought. You thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out of secret, of course. But a man found out about it and leaked the information to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. My mother became the laughing stock of the nation. I see. White? Excuse me, White? That was his name, my sister told me. White. Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home? No, I'll defend you, woman. For Mia's sake. I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you, whether you want me or not. Why? Why? Well, someone else is the culprit. You aren't the culprit. Someone else is. How do you know? I have a hunch. Given the evidence, it would be easy to assume that Maya was the killer. But there's something about this whole thing that smells fishy. That witness's strange behavior, was that all an act? And the way the lawyer refused to help out Maya? But more than all that, she has no one left to help her. Nothing is more sad or more lonely than that. I know. I've been there a long, long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Allah عليك. خطير. خطير. Epiphany time. Maya, I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Sniff. Now I want a way to open the thinker. And why is she keeping all the evidence? دايما evidence عندها as per the phone call. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. Right, thank you. She smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes. Okay, and I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? It's a deal. So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look into the drawer the drawer that she got all defensive. The drawer can't be a screwdriver. The one on the side there. There has to be something in there. So I need to move. No, there's nothing to examine here. So how can I present her with something? It's Hina. It's whatever it is. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me. You are, I beg your pardon? I'm the bellboy of the establishment. At your service, sir. Oh, right. I've just come up to deliver some room service, sir. Do you know where Mrs. Maya might be? I believe our guest, Mrs. Maya, is currently using the facilities. If you have no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please, stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait, no, hey. Why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to snoop around a little bit. Ah, I almost forgot. You came back so quickly. Might I ask you to inform Mrs. Maya that there's a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Mr. White. No, this is how it connects. Mr. White كان نفس الشخص اللي مايا اتكلمت عنه. Ruined her mom's life. Oh, right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name before? White. That was his name. My sister told me. Yeah. White was the name of the guy who ruined Mia and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? No. There's a screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now it's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap. What could a woman like her be doing with something like this? Wiretap added to the court record. This is definitely something suspicious about Mrs. May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this. I know it. Alright. I'll be using this bit of evidence tomorrow's trial. That's for sure. For Maya's sake. Yes. White. It connects. Maybe it's a revenge for her mother, or I don't know how it's gonna connect. And everyone خايف يتكلم, anyone, not even a single lawyer wants to defend her case. Maybe this guy White is a powerful man. I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy, still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Mrs. May, in court. Alright, so this is court time. Save my progress. Alright. Okay, this is gonna be harder. So Ali, I need you now. Court is now session for trial of Miss Maya Faye. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. This guy looks kind of gem Final Fantasy. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth had better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Faye, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin. If you may call out the first witness. Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Alright. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of the homicides down in the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe to us the details of the murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. Okay. The body was found by this window. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in the girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the record. Now, detective. Yes, sir? You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Okay. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed into the scene. Let me see something. Just checking this out. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. Question. The body is under the window. Okay, let's continue. This is just a point. I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Oof. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What is this? When my sister couldn't find any contradiction in the witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something's the matter? No. Your Honor, I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Okay. As soon as the phone call came, I rushed into the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence. She did it, correct? Huh? Did I say something like that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in pink claims was hard evidence? What? Mrs. Maya isn't suspicious? Mrs. May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough. Detective Gumshoe, do you have more solid proof? Did she not keep her on the couch? Which couch, قصدك? Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor. There was something I should have told you absolutely first. Very well, detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Okay. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. When he first came, she fainted. Yeah. That's true. When she first came, she fainted. وفينيكس حطها على الكاوتش. Okay, but also there was blood found on the victim's fingers. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, detective. Yes, Your Honor. Why didn't you testify about the vital piece of evidence the first time? I don't know. I'm really embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Okay, hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's fingers. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Why did he assume it's the killer's name? There is a contradiction. Why did he assume it's the killer's name? Detective Gumshoe, did you get a lot of cases where the victim usually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and movies. This isn't a movie, detective. Oof. Let's talk about the reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of the killer, of her killer. Order. That didn't go so well. That's right. What she said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction there. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. So what's this? Okay. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the words Maya. Okay. It was written clearly in blood. Lab tests show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's fingers. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. That's the whole testimony. Death was instantaneous. This is it. The death was instantaneous. So if she died instantly, on the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test result that the blood showed that the result was the victim's. Also, there was blood found in the victim's fingers. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. No. Present. Let's hope this doesn't screw me over. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me. You say the victim Mia Fey wrote this note that she was accusing the defendant Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying? Yeah, what? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else would have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards. The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is the report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from this music so good. From a blunt object. She died immediately. But no buts, no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? The day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. I wish أبوي يشتغل في الأوتوبسي يغير على كيفه. But there's a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Bright? You look shocked. Something you want to say? The detective's a sham. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you have given me a faulty report? I thought... Detective Gumshoe? I'm disappointed in you handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You're at fault, detective. This isn't going to look good in your evaluation next month. What? But... Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Okay, so this is the updated autopsy report. She might have lived for a few minutes. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests that the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Douchebag, darn. This isn't good. The prosecution would like to call the next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Mrs. April May, okay, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent. Okay, I have that tape thing. What the hell is this, man? The witness. Witness is your name, please. April May. At your service. Wink. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Oh, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the hearts of every man in the courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of the September 5th when the murder occurred? That's true. If Maya was the killer, she would have destroyed it. Because she was in the room أصلا. She never left. And she fainted لما Phoenix دخل. Gee, I was like in my hotel room, teehee. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law office. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Alright. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was this mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman like dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught her up. She caught up on her and she hit her. When the woman with the long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Well, Your Honor, I see. It's a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor? Yes? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Haywan, Mr. Wright, I understand you were Mrs. Fayez's understudy, weren't you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Bright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a good feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin with your cross-examination. Okay, so this is مشكلة كلها bullshit اللي تكلمتها. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know, and then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Let me see something. Then the woman like dodged to one side and ran away. But the girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Just press on her. I think I don't need to show evidence. I need to press. I think I need to press شوية. شوف أنا جرب. How do you know she was the defendant? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There is only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. I question the testimony. What? I think I screwed up. Mrs. May, I'm willing to bet that. You saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Bright, what's the meaning of all this? Yes, what's the meaning of somebody tell me because I'm clueless about this. I mean, okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Faye, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis. That's true. Except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. This is what I'm thinking, the vision. But if I say the vision, I think her body was under the window when she died. However, the witness testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But still, we don't know if she was just that way that night of the murder. No, I was there. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshaw. What do you say to that, Mrs. May? Roar. What are you trying to say? You're a mean lawyer. I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all these trifling little details were necessary, darling. Mrs. May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. She's moving her tits. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Wink. Your testimony again if you would. Damn. I almost had her. Okay. I did see everything. I did. هنا this is the vision thing you were talking about, Ali. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. To the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, that kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? How the hell did she see the details? I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please, begin the cross-examination. I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran to the right. To the right? To the right of what? Her vision is limited. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. How did she know it's a clock? That's the thing. That's the clock thingy, the statue. I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the... Okay, should I show the map? Your Honor, the statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradicting. Oh, shit. Shit. I'm getting screwed. Oops. I'll give her... Mrs. May, what you said just now was quite revealing. You're correct, Ali. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that this statue, the thinker, was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Yeah, you're correct, Ali. Order, order! Mrs. May, can you explain how do you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with their own eyes. That's all the importance here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Price. Mafi. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. That was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would have been over. Huh. What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law office in Fayetteville? No, hey, I did not say that. Why would you go there? Why would I go there? I heard it from the hotel room. Hey. The law office of Fayetteville, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could have easily heard the clock. Very well, Mr. Wright. Are you satisfied? She removed the clock from the thinker itself. It's not a clock anymore. No. No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it. You were at the hotel. There's no way you could have heard the clock go off in the building next door. You have proof that she could not? Amateurs. Listen to me, Mr. Bright. In the courtroom, proof is everything. Without it, you have nothing. You are nothing. Then, I would like to propose a test to see if it really could have heard me. The prosecution denies your request. What? On what grounds? This is a trivial matter with no direct bearing on the case on hand. Indeed, objection sustained. Damn, time to switch directions quickly. It couldn't have rang, yeah, it couldn't have rang. Actually, لأن Mia removed the clock from it. It's not a clock anymore, it has papers in it. Ready to proceed, Mr. Bright? No. No. Your Honor, I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it's inconvincible that the clock wasn't in question to rang because it's empty. The clock is missing the clockwork. Yes, exactly. How could you possibly just take a look right now? Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Bright, could you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It's as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? عصبت. Well, Mrs. May, quite a show you put on, Mr. Bright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty as you say. It can't ring. However, you must ask, when was the clockwork removed? I have the phone call. If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Bright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? I can. Ho ho! Impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening, and now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves the clockwork was removed is... yeah. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Oh, you have a girly phone, bitch. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Surprise. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? The good detective better remember he's up for an evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. Oh, I should probably tell you that the clockwork isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take it to clockwork. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. This is around 12 hours before the murder. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear. The clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Mrs. May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know this weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was it again? I go to so many times. This clock was custom made. Oops, I forgot. Wink. So the witness had seen it before? That could make sense. Does the defendant have any objection, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this is directly contradicts with a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness... prove the witness had not seen the clock before. Made by Larry Butts. Should I produce this one? It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever. What? A friend of mine made this clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in the police custody. Impossible. Everything I sold in stores. Mrs. May, I think it's high time for you went shopping for a better excuse. Well. Oh, excuses not for on sale today? Oh. عصبت. Oh shit. Oh damn. What is it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter? Doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! I'll spit. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness would remain calm. Okay, what? Look at that twitch in the eye. Silly me. Did I lose it? I guess I did. Hey. Wink. Scary. Mrs. May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay. This is it? Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Mrs. April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That's correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you with proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me the evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. I found this in Mrs. May's room. Serve that bitch some justice. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is this? Mrs. April May? You were tapping the victim, Miss Maya Faye's phone, were you not? Oh. My fidish, bah. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. Wabuk. Shit got real, yo. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is this phone, la? Am I correct? I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold for me. Again, what is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like a statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Mrs. April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? ما يفيدش بقى. Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. La. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? كانها شامة ريحة خايسة. Look at this face. Look at this. Mrs. May, shut up. All of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's not fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl. Is that it? بدها تصيح. That did it. The court's seen the real Mrs. April May now. Now to deal with the final blow. I don't think so she did it. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippy-tapping irrelevant? She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Mrs. May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. Enjoying my leave? Screw you, Molo. Yes, I am enjoying my leave and I'm becoming a lawyer on my leave. I think I'll need these skills when I come back. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Mrs. May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murderer, even though you tapped her phone? I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first one who's thought that, and of course I can. And will. I think White did it as well, Ali. But how can we connect White to the murder unless she talks about it? That's the thing. You can't be serious. No way. Way. I say way. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting into the room service from the sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee. You know, like normal coffee but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have a regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So, where does this leave us? It's my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Now, how can we connect her tapping the phone to the murder itself? This is a problem. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Faye, commit murder. No, they're not going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Mrs. May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on. Think of something. So her name is May. You can May, April. The sister was trying to write on the receipt. Call the bellboy. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as witness. There's something suspicious here and I'm going to get it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition. If Mrs. April's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Mrs. April was not the killer, that she is innocent, and thereby you must also accept her verdict of guilty of Miss Maya Faye. This is my condition. What? Oh shit. Okay, what should I do? Accept the condition. Alright, I got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Food. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Oh. Very well. The court calls to the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. جايب معاه التري بعد. I received your summons in the middle of the work, sir. حياك سعيد حياك. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Mrs. Maya Faye's room service. I am the head bellboy at the Fine Getaway Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call around after 8 o'clock in the evening from our guest, Mrs. May. She asked for iced coffee to be brought to her around 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely at the request time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Mrs. May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Mrs. May was involved with the murder. Alright, Ali. Take care. Edgeworth, get ready to put your asshole behavior up your ass. Take care, Ali. حياك. Alright, Maya will be finished. How can I prove this shit? Okay, let's hear this guy. I am the head bellboy at the Fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Mrs. May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9, بالضبط 9, on the dot. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest Mrs. May herself. This bellboy wouldn't have any reason to lie, but I have to find something in his testimony. One more, I'll press him until he spills the beans on his tea. What? I am the head bellboy, okay. I believe I received a call at 8 p.m. for Mrs. May. She asked for iced coffee to be brought to her at 9. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on TV and wished to drink after she finished it, sir. 9, the time of the murder. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Mrs. May herself. You're sure it was Mrs. May April herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with them embarrasser, sir. What's an embarrasser? Embarrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not French kiss, sir, more the peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. Aha. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing here. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Wait, please, wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask you one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone for long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay. This is really it. Now, this is my last chance. What do I ask more about? Bed making? Room service? Check-in. Tell me again about the room service. Again, sir? At exactly 9 o'clock, I delivered the room service to Mrs. May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was in charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for two, you know? Aha! And we don't skimp on the ice, sir. What did he say? What did you say, Ayo? Rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Mrs. May's room? I object. That was an objectionable. What? Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite, indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth. What? He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Ba'a. You fool. I've done it. I've won. Mrs. April May checked into the twin room with the man, correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought their room service, you didn't see that man in the room. You go bold, badass judge. That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple, it was. The man who checked in with Mrs. May. Oof. Your Honor, as been previously revealed, Mrs. April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Mrs. May herself was an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man who was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. What a convenient setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it. You'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? What? Huh? What? You'd like it? After all, it was you who hid in the presence of the other man in this court. Edgeworth? Up yours, bitch. Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into the matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That's it for today. That's all for today is the trial of Maya Faye. Court is adjourned. Alright. Oh. We found the missing link. Douchebag. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know? Then again, the other attorney was pretty cool too. That face of his with his eyes wide and trembling lips sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. I mean, that man with Mrs. May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Mrs. May after that? Anyway, I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work every time. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis, don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April Bail's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow, but now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there is only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in the detention center, and it's up to me to see her set her free. To be continued. Anyways guys, this is the end of the stream. For everyone who watched, thank you very much. Inshallah استانستوا, و thank you اللي helped me in solving the cases. This is episode 2. طبعا the case stops in the middle, وبنكمل inshallah on the next stream. See you و take care. حياكم الله.